Today we're going to be checking out the U45 from Xvive. This is a really simple, affordable, easy to use wireless in-ear monitor system for anyone who's performing and needs wireless in-ears. Today we're going to be unboxing it. I'm going to check it out, test it out and all those things, and share my thoughts on it. So if you are in the market for something like this, hopefully this will help you decide yes or no for this one. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I'm going to get started. All right, in the box we have a warranty card. We have kind of a product catalog. It shows some of their other things that they have if you're interested. We have a manual, always good to have. And we have the meat and potatoes of the package and stuff under. Okay, looks like we have a bag with a USB to dual USB Type-C. I'm guessing this is to charge the two devices. And we have a little bag. Little bag says Xvive, little drawstrings on it, so you can put everything in it, and nice and neat. That's a nice touch. This is the receiver here. We also have a transmitter and a XLR male to 1/4-inch male adapter for adapting things. We gotta peel this off real quick. Nice. Checking this thing out, it looks like on the top we've got our on-off switch and our headphone jack. We've got a nice little belt pack on the back. Nothing on the bottom of substance. Nothing on the sides. Oh, USB-C for charging on the sides. The volume can turn. That's an actual knob. This is not. It's just a button. So good to note. And so let's turn it on. Okay. So we're on. That's volume full. I'm going to bring the volume down a little bit. Press the channel select to, looks like cycle through channels. I don't know if you can tell, that's like a 1 through 6. So as you hit it, it'll cycle through all the different channels. On the other guy here, this looks like a little XLR cable tester, but this is the transmitter, and you just have buttons for aux or line, power and mute, and then the channel select here. So let's turn this on, and I'm sure to connect them, it's just as easy as pressing this till it goes over to the same channel. So I'm on channel 5. Yep, look at that. And then we got a little green light here. So it looks like it's that easy to get them connected. Let me grab my in-ears and I'll get this plugged in and start figuring it out. So to get this hooked up, it's as simple as getting a line from your mixer or audio interface, or you can tap in from the monitor. Basically any kind of cable you have. That's the beauty of this here. We can just connect it, connect this up, and that's it, that's in. So this is now transmitting, and we'll set that up out of the way. And then on this end, I always start with the volume down on this kind of thing. We'll plug in some in-ears. So essentially what this aux or line switch does is it pads down your input. So if it is too loud or distorting, you'll want to flip it down to line. But if it's not quite enough and you need more juice, flip it up to aux. It's really forgiving in that way because no matter how you hook it up, it'll work. Really, that's all there is to it. And you know, there's 6 different channels. So as long as you have no more than 6 of these, you know, on stage, you won't have any issues with it. And then if the event happens where you're ever getting some interference or whatever, you could always just switch. Okay, so you have to double click to unlock that to be able to scroll through. I guess that's a safety so you don't accidentally change your monitor channel during. Okay, and then when you get to one you want, I wonder if you double tap to lock. No, okay. It must lock on its own after a certain amount of time. So we'll go back to 2. Maybe now that it's unlocked, I can press to scan. There we go, now it's scanning. And it's gonna pick one soon, hopefully. So it says 1 is the best channel. Great, and then we can come back over to here, flip this on, and it's already on 1. If we need to change it, we could do that. Otherwise, that's it. That's really all there is to it. So it's really quite simple to set up, and there's not a lot of ways you can mess this up, which I really appreciate for something that's going to be used all the time. You know, if you're gigging all the time, and this is a really easy setup. So who is this for? Who's this not for? I think, you know, if you're performing a lot, you don't have a ton of money that you want to get like the Sennheiser full wireless setup. This is a great solution. It's lightweight, it's really small. It all fits in the bag really nicely. So you can roll up, you know, just throw it all in. I'm a sucker for like a bag. And it all fits in there with the charging cable. It all fits in here. So this will fit in like the little middle part of your guitar case, in a backpack. You can just carry this. I really like that it came with the little bag. It just keeps everything together, keeps it nice and tidy. I also really like that they included this single USB-A to 2 USB-C for charging. This just makes it really easy. It did not come with the little white block, but we all have these laying around. So something like this, you roll into the venue and you're guaranteed going to be able to charge your ears wherever you're performing. And it's as simple as plugging them both in. And you're charging from one thing. So I really appreciate that kind of user experience thing I really appreciate. One thing I really like about the transmitter side is how user-friendly and easy it is just to get everything connected. I've definitely used some more expensive wireless systems in the past that are a little finicky, a little weird about what you can plug in, and they don't always work. And this, between the XLR and the 1/4 inch, you can get any input source in here, and you also have the aux little dip switch for aux or line. Between those things, any combination of input sources will work. So if you want to plug this in back at the mixer, you totally can. Just go like this, go like this. Or if it's further than 100 feet, which is the range on this, you could always have your sound guy run a line to the stage and plug this in over by the snake or wherever it is. Or if you have a monitor, like you roll up to a venue and the sound guy has a monitor for you specifically, you can always unplug that as long as it's not an active line, like not a load. But if it's an active monitor that has its own power, there's no amps, you can grab the line, plug it in here, good to go. I think that versatility makes it really useful. Complaints, things I don't like. There's not a lot to dislike with this. I want to say I wish there was more than 6 channels, but realistically, I think I know one 6-piece band. And I don't even know any 7-piece bands. So I think 6 is plenty. That's really generous. And then not all of your band needs to be on a wireless thing. Like your drummer's not going anywhere. He could just have a monitor or a wired line. And so I think having 6 is very generous. The volume knob is great. I don't love this, and now this is a silly complaint, but the channel select knob is not actually a knob. It looks like a knob, but it's not. That kind of bothers me, but like that's a me thing. I know that's a me thing. The only other complaint I have is that this is mono. So you don't have any stereo mixing happening, no panning, anything like that. It's just a single mono line. And now I know for a lot of wireless systems, that's kind of the norm. You get what you get, and that's fine. But it's just something to note, you know, this is mono. So if, for instance, you're coming off of like an Aviom or a Behringer P16 mixing setup where you do have things panned and you have stereo items in your mix, this is just going to sum it down to mono and put it all down the middle, just so you know. Other than that, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You know, let me know if this whole setup you think would work for what you do. Let me know down in the comments, you know, how you feel about it, what you think. I'd love to hear it out in the field, you know, really doing its thing before I fully get a judgment on it. But great quality. I like it. So if this video was helpful to you, please make sure you like and subscribe. That really helps me in return, and I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Drop any questions you have down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them and get back to you. Thanks for watching.